Oh, hi everybody. We're so thankful and excited even about segments of society in our state and others of reopening after COVID-19. And that gives us a lot of hope, I think, about the possibility of us getting back together for our services. So I was just looking in the Bible for the chapter on reopening churches. Well, of course, there is no such chapter. There's not even a verse about reopening churches in the wake of a pandemic or plague or anything else. Even though there have been many such pandemics throughout the history of the world or other disasters that have temporarily suspended meetings together and services, there's no one place in the Bible that speaks to or addresses how we can get back together, how we can reopen. Now, the Bible is clear and consistent about many things, especially those most important things about salvation and who God is, who we are, and who Jesus is. But the Bible may not speak directly to all specific issues in all times. And in those cases, what we do is we look for principles that are true for all times and in all places, and then have to work out how to apply those principles to our own particular time and place. And so I just want to share with you several of those principles tonight as we consider how we can safely reopen Ephesus Baptist Church. Principle 1. In fact, this is from what Jesus says in Matthew 22, verses 37 through 40. And to boil it down, he says, "Love the Lord your God with all of your being, and love your neighbor as yourselves." Well, in this time of stay at home, we've been forced really to love God and each other from home. And that's maybe not ideal, but we have been able to continue to love God and each other and our neighbors in many good ways. But as we come back together, we need to consider, how can we love each other best so that everyone is safe, and not only is safe, but feels safe? And what honors God most as we get back together, as we consider each other's safety and health, and all the challenges that will surround that as we do come back together. I may feel I have the right not to wear a mask when we come back together. But does that make me not wearing a mask right? If I want to honor God and love you, then my rights are not priority. Loving God and you are the priority. Principle 2, seek wise counsel. Proverbs 15:22 reads, "Plans fail for the lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." Well, right now, our deacons, staff, myself, and other church leaders are availing ourselves of as much counsel as we can find. We're looking at such reliable resources as the Baptist State Convention of North Carolina. Many of us attended a webinar just a week and a half ago that they offered. Church Mutual Insurance, our church insurance company. And just before Stella and I were ready to record this, I just got an email from something called Refuel, which is a church ministry support online, and they had a resource I haven't even had a chance to open yet. It says, "The Senior Pastor's Guide to Reopening," and I can't wait to open it. And so we're looking in all kinds of places for the best advice and counsel. We're talking to each other, and we want to include you in the conversation. Pray for us, first of all, but then also call us. Call or email me, or Lisa Cook or Kevin Flegel or Doug Meeker, Larry Mann, our chair of deacons, or your deacon, the deacon assigned to your family ministry plan, and just let us know what you're thinking. Now let us know what your questions and concerns are, and together our hope is to build a plan that best honors God and fits us best as Ephesus Baptist Church. Principle 3, admit our fear. Why is it that the command, don't be afraid, fear not, is the most common command in the entire Bible? You see it throughout and hear it throughout the Bible. Could it be because we tend to be afraid? We're afraid a lot. Well, you know what? It is perfectly okay if you are afraid to come back to meet in person at church, at the church building. And we want you to not be criticized or to feel guilty in any way. You may not feel comfortable in coming back for quite some time, maybe not until there's a vaccine or even beyond that. Please be assured that is okay. And we will want to continue to offer, as we have been in this stay-at-home time, online services so that you can continue to worship in that way. You know, some may be afraid not to come back. How much longer can we afford financially or spiritually or relationally not to come back and meet together? That's a valid fear as well. And it's okay. It's okay to be afraid, but to also realize that we can take our fears to the Lord and He can replace it with faith. Principle 4 is communicate, communicate, communicate. You know, the story of the Bible, that is the story of the Bible, God communicating with people. And I'm amazed at God's persistence and His consistency in messaging His people. In fact, that is completed and perfected in His Son Jesus, the Logos become flesh, the living Word. And so we will do our best to communicate our reopening plan or plans. In fact, communication is a two-way street. We may have to present something to you and wait for you to come back to us with feedback or questions and concerns so that we can get where we want to go together. We don't want to be in a hurry. We don't want to rush this process. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty." We do want to make every effort to walk in step with the Lord. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Well, remember to keep praying for each other. I know you are. And remember, tonight, Aunt Greenham leads a Zoom slide presentation of the life of Joshua. So don't forget that, 7 o'clock on Zoom. See you next time.